that lives will be lifted, that people will be educated, that people will be edified, and that, Father God, all of us will be improved in our lives in every way. Bless the program again, we pray, in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yes, then let us have a little song because now we need God. Too many people are dying, Lobby. So we just have a little gospel song.
We all have to go, boys. How we're going on.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Well, let us listen to this song, man.
I know the mountains get so high sometimes. I know the valley seems so wide. Seems this journey, it will never. And you keep asking, question, why? I know the road, it gets so rocky at times. I know the heartaches are severe. It seems like life will never change its tide. But there's an answer to all of life. Here's stay with God. In spite of what you see or feel, stay with God. In spite of how things may appear, stay with God. It doesn't matter what may come our way. There is only one place we are safe. Stay with God. I know the way you feel says give up now. I know you feel you can't hold on. You're not the only one who is carrying your load. Remember, he said to cast all your cares on him. No, you're crying, tell everyone you meet, because you feel that world is the pain. But if you just believe your life is in God's hands, then today I tell you your mountains have to disappear. Come on and stay with God. What you see or feel, stay with God. Stay up here. It doesn't matter what may come our way. Only one place we stay with God. Stay with.
Yes, yes. Lobby and Lambi, as the song says, stay with God. Well, tonight, only Lobby and I, tonight, Dr. Fonklin out of state, Ronald is unavailable tonight. Tonight we're going to be, Lobby will join that conversation, speak to Clifford Seller, as you know, former national footballer. Kofi Alcid tied this week. We also will be speaking to Ronald Charles because the cycling season has come to an end. And also he has this big thing on Sunday on the Bayfront. And Jeff Dujon, Lobby, we should be touching base with him in Jamaica at some point tonight as well to talk about West Indies cricket. And we'll also be talking about the CPL and what else have you. But you know, Lobby, Lambi, now it's a little somber time. I'll tell you what, today was a difficult day. This morning, early, I went up to Emsall by my friend Vince Nelwyn. Early, as you know, Lobby, his sister died, and I went to commiserate with him. And you know, in fact, the first time I played for Dominica as a schoolboy, it was Vince Nelwyn I opened the batting with, you know, and then...
I remember that.
Right, and then later on in life, his brother, Abu and I, we played a long time, as you know, with Celtic. So we played together for Celtic, for Dominica, and for the Windward Islands. So it was a bit of a tough time going to speak to Vince. And you know, Lobby, what was worse, Lobby? As soon as I got to his house this morning, opened the gate, my phone beeped. And then when I looked, I saw my friend Alec Paul calling me from New York. And then I answered the phone and I heard him crying. Now, from the time I heard him crying, I realized what had happened. Because as you know, his brother, Philip Paul, they used to call him Falcon, was a police officer. He wasn't so well. And I wasn't expecting, I was shocked. I mean, I know he wasn't well. But when you know somebody, love is always a shock. And when I was told he died early this morning, it was really a shock. And you know, I had to say to Alec, well, boss, you have to cry. Nothing wrong with crying. You saw, I always feel it's hypocrite when people say, don't cry, don't cry. I mean, it's always a tough time. And Philip Paul, as you know, Lobby, I'm sure you know him, Falcon.
Obviously.
Yeah. It was really a shock. I mean,
I know him very, very well.
Right, and he played cricket, as you know. He had gone by. He was a police officer. And it really, his brother Alan Paul just last week went up to Canada to spend some time with him because realized it was a bit tough, and I could tell you it was a shock because, I mean, I didn't expect it. And in fact, he and Sharpie Vince Nelly, when I went at them all, they played cricket together in days gone by.
I remember those days, Sebastian.
Yeah. And Lobby, as I say, there's sometimes you know somebody's not well, but when the news comes, it hits you like a ton of bricks, man, honestly. And I was stunned. I tell them, I open the gate at them, all Vincent Elwin's gate. I mean, as you know, his sister Emmeline, a lot of people will know her, as you know, Lobby. She worked in the public service for a long time.
Very well.
Yeah, and it's really tough, man. And news like that is not news you want to hear. And when you get those news, I mean, your friend calls you from the States and his brother, all he's doing is crying. And like I say,
no matter how strong you are, death, person has departed, the person has been ailing, gone, that's it, there's no more.
Exactly. And as I find people talk nonsense about don't cry, or you can tell somebody don't cry. People must cry.
You're a human being, you know.
Exactly.
We all have emotional people.
Especially somebody, your brother, you grew up close, and to tell somebody not to cry, I always find it's a bit of hypocrisy for people. We telling people. We have a caller. Let's take the caller. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. How you all doing?
Yes, good evening. How are you, man?
Doing all right. Auntie Ram, good evening.
He's not there tonight. He's not there.
Ronald not there?
No, he's not there tonight.
Okay, I'd like to send condolences to the Elwin family, especially Abu. I know you was there with her. Let's tell him hold strong. God give and God take. And to you, Sibyl Elwis, her good friend. Yeah.
Hold on. One minute, Lobby, they said they're not hearing you. People are texting saying they're not hearing you. Say something again, No, Lobby.
Yes, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you loud. No, yes, Blue, we're hearing you. Lobby.
Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you clearly now, yeah.
So what happened?
And to the family of Coffee, I'll sit well. Right now, I haven't got the electrician. My electrician died. I was shocking to me.
Well, we'll be speaking about him with joining Stella in a while. As you know, he was a member of Kensborough for a long time. Yeah. Lobby also was a member of Kensborough, so we're speaking to him.
I passed on to Stella this morning. I know he and Stella were tight. I know Stella cry.
Well, they were in the same club for a long time.
Yeah. And it is boy.
From the inception.
Anyway, take it easy. God is in control. Man feel in control of every situation, but that God is in control.
Well, man not in control, I can tell you that.
Today we had to go to court, and they tell us we come back in January because they were not ready.
Yes, I.
Have a blessed
evening. Yeah. Okay. Well, next caller. Hold on, Lobby. Good evening.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, you Basudi. I know they.
Basudi because I want to express condolences to the Elwin since after Emu died there.
Yeah.
My very good friend. We work in the service together. And she was the godmother of my daughter.
Whoa.
I used to call her. I was shocked. I even shed a little tear.
I can imagine.
Because we are very, very close. Although I know she was ailing a bit, but Even after, that when they die, you still,
Yeah, it shocks you like me this morning. I mean, you
Yeah, so I
shocked.
just want to offer my condolences to all of them, all the Erin
Mm,
families. Really
yeah.
was a shocker.
Yeah, it's shock. As I say, these are two guys. Vincent, I played cricket. He was a teenager. Then after Abu, same club, people I know very well, and Emily herself. I mean, so you get a shock.
People imagine, last week, I used to call her on and off because I know she knows I don't want to bother her, So last week, I'm saying, well, let me call Emo to see how Emo doing. See, but when your mind tell you to do something, you have to do it.
Right.
But then they told me she was in the hospital.
Correct, yeah.
I didn't call,
Wow.
I said, even though I'd called, probably shouldn't have done, but somebody told me she was in the hospital from last week. So it's really a shocker. Anyway.
Yeah, it's you get 2D sometimes local language. One of the things come up, Bazu, DU, 2D, you don't know, like this morning I tell you, I mean, imagine as soon as I go to see Vincent Lobby, his sister died, and I'm getting there, and then I'm seeing my phone beeping, and the next thing my friend Alec Paul is calling me, look, his brother died. I mean, that is what that kind of news you don't want to hear at all. Man, I tell you. Just news you don't want to hear, man. I mean, man, I tell you. Well, Lobby, what we're going to do, we're going to try to get in touch with Seller now, because as you know, Kofi Alcid also passed.
Yeah, we can get it.
Yeah, and you were a former national footballer, as you know.
We played, Sebastian, first of all.
Go ahead.
Yes, first of all, I just want to extend condolences to the family of Kofi Alcid. To the people of Pong, Bath Road, and Cox Street, and and Hillsborough Street, River Street. This where that's what you had the Windsor Park. The Windsor Park. That's where Kensborough came from. Roseau. All right, and our backyard. The Windsor Park was our backyard. So the only thing we did not have there was a room, a bed. But we saw that's where we saw each other. That's where we played. That's where we developed our skills, our mind, our bodies. Sebastian, I know that that he was part and parcel of the heyday of Kensborough. All right, Alcid was very good player. Sebastian.
Well, Robbie, hold on. People are saying they're still not hearing you. Can we? Yeah, people saying they're still not hearing you. I don't know. People are texting saying they're not hearing you at all.
But can you hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. That's why I don't understand. What is happening?
It's supposed, they're supposed to hear me too.
Yeah, because that's why I don't understand. I'm hearing you clearly, but people are not hearing you. That's why we'll have to get the technician to check. No, Lobby, nobody's hearing him. People are not hearing Lobby, so let's get that checked out. People are texting saying they're not hearing Lobby. Don't know what's going on. Lobby, go ahead. Lobby?
Yes, I'm there. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, so I hope the callers can tell us if it is better now.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Well, somebody's saying to tell me to bring up Lobby. People are saying that because people are not hearing.
Probably the volume.
They're saying you're very faint.
Probably the
very
volume.
faint. They're hearing you very low.
Oh, it's from your side, not from my side.
Yeah. Let's take this call, Lobby. Hold on. Good evening.
Yes, I didn't forget your name.
Yes. You Bazudi too?
Yes, we're not hearing at all. What the other person?
Lobby, not hearing Lobby?
No.
Well, the technician, we have to get them to check that. Everybody's saying that. Everybody's saying they're not hearing Lobby at all.
But if you're here, I just not very funny, but I'm hearing you loud and clear, and you're hearing me.
And I'm hearing you clearly. I don't understand what is happening because people are not hearing you.
That thing has to be rectified,
Yeah, because we can't go on like that. We have to get that
rectified. Yes.
Yeah, because the technician, hope our tech is hearing because they're having problem. People are not hearing.
People want the volume in the studio. The volume is my.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that callers can text and see if they're hearing it better. Let's see.
Better?
Look, somebody else is texting. No, they can't hear. Not hearing you at all. Wow. Maybe we'll have to take a small break. And let's take an ad break now, and until we get that settled out, because people are not here in lobby. Lobby, let's take an ad break now until we get that settled.
Yeah.
So T-Mart is you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts wholesale and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast. And you know breast is the best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready.
When you want the best, what you do? Shop at the better than the rest. Go shop at the and the husband well. Shop at the you get more for life. Shop at the shop at the yeah. Shop at the shop at the what is that? Shop at the yes, family, customer friendly, with free locations, it's so convenient, and our prices. Madam, that's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at the tell your son and your daughter, shop at the auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. My grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side, what? Shop at the shop at the shop at the shop at the check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you. Dominicans, insure your property, protect your property, you homeowner and businessman, protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Yeah, we are back on, and listeners probably can tell us. Lobby, talk to me now.
Yes, Sebastian, can you hear me now?
Well, I'm here. I was always hearing you, but I'm hoping listeners can hear you now. The tech, I think, has adjusted that, so I'm hoping the people can text me now and let me know.
So yes, they should be able to hear
if they're hearing you. Yeah, because the tech, I mean, it's nice to have our showing now. It's always around, so he can rectify any problems we have. So I'm hoping. Yes, well, first text, Lobby, yes, somebody say, you're hearing Lobby now. Okay. So that's been rectified. First text just coming through. So that's why you always need a doctor in everything. So the doctor is there, everything's working now.
So we can reach him on Alcide.
Eh? Yeah, so yeah, we were speaking about Coffee Alcid.
Yeah.
We're trying to everybody's saying now, Lobby, loud and clear. Everybody.
Okay.
Thanks, listeners. And that's why we have good listeners, so they can always direct us loud and clearly now. Much better. Yeah,
Yes.
so we're talking about Coffee Alcid,
Have you got
former national footballer. Lobby, you are member of Kensborough as well, so you can talk about him, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm going to say, first of all, as I said, I want to extend my deepest sympathies to his family, to the people of the fans in Pong, Bath Road, and Cock Street, also Kennedy Avenue and River Street. That's where Kensborough, the area of Kensborough, where the players came from. Roseau Central, Kensborough, and he also had Kens. And he played a pivotal role in the dominance of Dominica football. He was an excellent defender, very technical, a very hard worker, a guy who read the game, he was, in defense, he read the game. He was no nonsense player. He tackled very hard, and when it comes to play, I'm telling you that he loves to win. And I know that, he'll be deeply missed by his friends and his families. All right, but as I said, he played a great role in the development of Kensborough football. We had a lovely brand, where we had a one touch, where a lot of players came to the Windsor Park to try to emulate the style of Kensborough football. And Alcid was very, very present. I mean, to say, go back, and the quality, the style of football we had was well appreciated in Roseau. So when Harlem and Kensborough would meet, different style of football, and there's a lot, it was just beautiful. And I know that Alcid, as I said, Sebastian, was one of the great defenders in Dominica football. Presently, he would have gone very far, because he was very technical. He was above a lot of defenders. He read the game beautifully. Very, patient player. Very tough player. And I know that he deeply missed.
Because I myself, Lobby, was a bit shocked when I heard he died. I didn't know he was ill or anything like that. I mean, I was a bit shocked.
Sebastian, likewise myself, and I would like to just Sebastian, the people that have gone, the member of Kensborough, you have Alcid just gone, you had Fitzhenry,
right?
You had Boswell, and you had Price.
Price, yeah, Percival John.
Yes, huh?
Percival John, Price.
Yes. So I've gone to the media, great maker.
Mm-hmm.
And the heyday of Kens, let us look at the players. You had Erickson Christopher, you had Hippolyte, you had Greg Wasizo, you had Burgess, you had Rojo, you had Marshall Boy, you had, myself, Reed, Rennick Thomas, Kelvin Thomas, you had Muku, Cletus, the goalkeepers, you had Cletus Pope, and you had Mano John.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Brother Elias John, you had Robin, and so there's some players I will miss off, but one of the things that I know, that long boy, Coffee, was very mad about Sebastian, that Roseau was paralyzed. There is no place, all right? No place for youngsters, to go and, to play football. When, for example, besides the Windsor Park, we had the technical wing, right? So we had, you could continue. When you had the league is on, a game is going on in the Windsor Park, you should have gone across to the Windsor Park, to the tech wing, all right? Engage with the team, in a match practice. So we have been paralyzed.
Hold on a while. We have a caller. Maybe somebody. Hold on a minute. Good evening.
Hello, no Black, and you also had Dana too.
Lobby looks a caller. He said Dana Ito as well.
It's called Dana. Yeah, Dana Ito, who died. Right. Dana, yes, Dana.
Right. Dana, right.
Right. Yes.
Roy Murphy played with.
The Murphy brothers. Yes, Roy Murphy.
Right, both of them played as well. And
Abu Elwin.
Abu played, yes, for Kensborough, yes, as well.
We had a very formidable combination, very, very formidable. When we had this comeback and we beat Harlem, Sebastian, that heyday, you had it making his presence, like a football. But
we're still trying to get in touch with Clifford Selle. As you know, he was an integral part of Kensborough in those days.
And still is. He's the one holding.
He's the guy
holding the fort. Holding the fort still.
Yeah. So we're hoping that we can get in touch with him. Maybe if he's on the line now, Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Sibo Bala.
Right. So we have him now. We have the man Clifford Seller, more popularly known as Jojo Bala. Clifford, I mean, you lost probably one of your best mates in terms of Kensbro. Lobby is there as well. Lobby was a member of your club. Tell us how you felt when you heard of the death of Kofi Alcin.
First thing, you hear me clearly?
We hear you clearly.
Boy, Sibo, when I get a news Monday, I doesn't cry. First time I cry. As a matter of fact, Ting called me at that 90 BS. Gavin called me and tell me get a news there. So my tell me now, long boy pass. I say, pass here. Don't go straight. Tell me, no, he pass. I say, what? So I say, give me a minute. Let me call. And I call. I talk to his net. He tell me that, boy, call man, Sibo.
But you know, Bala, there's nothing wrong in crying. I was just speaking about that a while ago. Alec Paul, when he was crying this morning when he called me. There's nothing wrong. People must cry. There's nothing wrong in crying. Not ashamed to cry.
No.
Yeah, if a close guy of yours died.
No, not a shame. No,
right.
Not a shame. When I smaller than because I'm not crying and I get big enough to cry, my brother passed. So that's a different thing. So the Sibo, as a matter of fact, we should have a little minute silence technically, I don't think we have time for that. Because I was going through some information and I see we have 13 players that passed in the last 3 years there.
Say that again, 13 players, footballers.
13 players passing in the last 3 years there.
Wow.
Some players, it was rough. But it is one thing, as a man, we could depend on the football field. If I know that wrong, I have to make a move overseas. Long boy, this thing, long boy, take it on. Just continue.
Yep.
When you need to play the game, you're always a serious player.
Very.
He said he didn't like the head. That was another story. He's a little head they can say. But very funny. He didn't like the head, but he scored some crucial goals with his head. Once he would almost cry when he scored goal against Harlem. But Long was a nice partner, nice player, very educated in the football. He wouldn't waste time to tell you like it is. Straight talk kind of man like how he does operate. Defended well for Kensbro for national team. As a matter of fact, and Kensbro for 72, almost 15.
Wow.
What you doing now? I said, what you doing, but you're a little boy, you can't play football here right now, boy. He's taller than us, you have to take a break. By the time Longboy was 20 years there, Longboy was big man in the football. As a matter of fact, 1976, 1977, he was captain in the under 19 team. Because Lenny Andre, Tuki Gies, most of them kind of fellas,
So, but somebody told me, Bala, a sister of his died recently as well? No?
Yes, Ursula, that's her name.
Ursula,
based in Miami.
Right.
And her son used to play for Kensbro as I run a goalkeeper and thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we like to, I don't talk much about Kensbro, long one I don't talk about, but in them years, Longboy do a lot of work. Even our fundraising, because we're trying to avoid having any people sponsors. We're trying to get reserve funds and we carry on them full time. But after all, it gets kind of tight.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
But you'd work with us. You'd work with everybody, no problem. It's captain, his team, Captain Kensbro. He play a lot of football. And besides, even a big electrician, maybe one of the best known guys. I don't know what all kind of ways, man, Sibo, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he was such a quiet, unassuming guy, eh? Quiet, unassuming guy. I mean, you look at him, he didn't say much, very quiet. He did what he had to do on the field and elsewhere. He did what he had to do and elsewhere. So, yeah, it's just a sad occasion that you lost one of your main guys. I'm sure. But what, as a member of Kensbro, like you are probably the leading light in Kensbro now, what does the club do? Right? They say you have to celebrate somebody's his life. That's what people say.
I agree that.
Huh?
Yeah, I agree.
That's what they say. You have to celebrate him. So I am sure you would think of something you must do for Kofi Alcin.
Well, the club, we are definitely meeting will come up next week. We're going to discuss certain things there. So the meeting week before last mystically here.
Right.
That meeting earlier there is not for that anyway.
Right.
Something coming up. Yeah, but we do what we have to do, you know what I mean? Because
yeah, I know it's tough. I know it's tough. I mean, like I say, in fact, even you were shocked that when you heard that. So as I said, always a sad occasion. Even for me today, it's really a somber day. I mean, you hear people just die. I mean, even though you knew they were sick, when you hear they're gone, it's a difficult thing to accept, honestly. Difficult.
And I don't want passing by SSC boy the last 2-3 years. We have a lot of deaths in Dominica. I mean, and the ages were.
Yeah. And younger people are going. That's the thing, going down. That's the other the problem. Yeah. So Bala, what we'll do, we'll speak again. We don't want to keep you. We know it's a sad situation. Lobby as well was a Kentroman. So don't be strong. That's all I can tell you. Don't be strong. And
I'll stay strong and I'll keep you updated.
no problem, my brother. No problem.
Sibo, something else. You also got a magazine down there earlier. I didn't know.
Oh, you had given me one sometime. You haven't got it with me tonight. Yeah.
Check page 44 and you can run us in on that too.
Okay, no problem, man. Thank you, man. Thanks. Yeah, well, Lobby, like I say, it's a sad situation for you guys. We have another caller. Hold on. Let's take this caller. Good night.
Sibo, you knew Dr. Sabin?
Very, very, very well. Sorry, I forgot to mention him. Very, very well. Yeah. Very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have to commiserate for the people from Penville as well. 2 young people who died as well. I mean, we have to be sorry for them as well. I mean, the people who perished in that after the CO, sad occasion. So, really, really sad all around the place. But we have in studio with us Mr. Ronald Charles. I mean, he was at court today, I believe. Do you know this thing that is going on? And he's not here to talk about court, but he's here to talk about cycling. Because the cycling season has just ended. And first thing I want to ask you, Ronald, good night, by the way. Good night. Lobby is there, Lamb is there.
Mr. Lobby, the Right Honorable.
How are you, my brother? How are you doing?
Nice to see you.
Ronald, how would you describe this cycling season?
Okay. First of all, let me say good evening to all your listeners. And this year, we want to say it was a cycling season with a difference. I say with a difference because this year, unlike many other years, we have had an avalanche of young people, including young ladies, participating in the cycling season. And we have seen the emergence of a new, one could say, Koa or a new Ajani coming up in the name of Gitson. And he's a Haitian national. And let me tell you, this man is going to go places, okay? And of course, we have seen, other persons like Stefan Carbon and young Semper. They are doing exceptionally well. And I'm sure the victories that Daddy Chess and Levi Barron have had in their tender age is going to soon be gone when these young people hit the 2026 season.
But I heard you placed last Sunday.
I always place it nowadays. I mean,
but let me tell
you, listen to me. I'm on a winning trend.
Well,
2024.
Well, to be fair, you train. I see you on the track every morning early. So people mustn't grudge you when you place because you do. But let me ask you, to race from what? From Moboy to Kedville, you say for about 20 times?
No, it's 10 times.
But that's the grueling thing.
Yeah, that is
10 times
and the sun was
riding in hot sun. That is not fun, honestly.
Yes.
I mean,
but so we have seen.
Hold on, Lobio said, go ahead.
Yes, the good thing about the route itself from Mambai to Kenfield, it's a nice route. It's flat, right, Roy? It's flat.
Yes, it is flat and nice. But the thing is, what we learned is that you realize a lot of the Dominican cyclists are not very good with flats because of our terrain.
Okay.
Now you will be surprised that the top cyclists really do flats. Because somebody who is accustomed with flats, don't be surprised how well they can climb.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But because it's your those cadence, as they're called, keep going all the times. When you go up a hill and then downhill, you rest. But when you're on the flats, you have to keep pedaling all the time.
Right.
So to really describe it, it was fabulous. It was great. I mean, we end the season with a small incident. We had a small
accident. I heard about yes.
But however,
how is he, by the way?
Is recovering very well.
Okay.
Very well. And the good thing is there were no major broken bones and so. But he had, a little injury to the ribs. But he's home and he's recuperating nicely. Of course, we want to also say that the cycling season did not have challenges. We have always had challenges as it relates to, the sponsorship and doing what we really would love to do, because it's really difficult financially to run these voluntary organizations and not having the necessary finance to do so. We want to say that, however, those persons who have helped us and sponsored throughout the season, we want to say big thank you, especially the
But
Dominican.
call their names, Ronald.
Yeah,
you can do
of
that.
course.
Call their
The
names.
Dominican Olympic Committee have sponsored almost all of the races and the events, and especially when we are doing out international and and regional, yes, events. They really step up and they're helping with equipments and all that. And of course, they have purchased bikes for some of our cyclists. Notwithstanding that, we were able to get some bikes from our solidarity thing. So, but we want to say thank you to the DOC, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited, Auto Trade, Fresh Market, Francis Enterprise, Robinson. I call Auto Trade Burton and Company. All right, thank you so much. Of course, we want to say also my boys. I mean, my boys have been religiously, with us for the past 9 years, or almost 10 years. Every single race she has been there participating, even when she's not well. So we want to say thank you so much to my boy. We call her the mother of cycling. And so we want to say that. Of course, we want to also thank St. Alphonsus, Scout Troop. The reason
St. Alphonsus.
Yes, St.
Right.
Alphonsus.
Right.
And they have helped us tremendously, because what we did is that we realized the safety of the cyclists was important. So we contacted them, and they were providing some road directions. They were always there on every race, trying to assist us in one way or the other. And of course, we have other sponsors. Even the Simon on one or two occasions have assisted us. All right. And we have individuals who sometimes they don't want their names to be mentioned, who have also made some kind of sponsorship. So we really want to say thank you to the sponsors, because without them, it would have been impossible to do.
Okay, but Ronald, you have a big thing coming in on this Sunday. Listeners, I'm sure, want to know about it, because, and I would say to listeners out there, people can make contributions to that event on Sunday. You're going to have, it's like a training from young upcoming cyclists. So you can tell listeners out there what is going to happen at the Bayfront on Sunday.
Yes, on Sunday we have what you call the Kiddies and Secondary School, Primary School Cycling Festival. We call it a festival because we believe if you do not incorporate the young people within any sporting discipline, you're doomed to fail. And we believe that the recruitment, the forming of an academy and getting it started is fundamental. We have never had the young people being able to follow us or to be part of it. We had one or two fun rides where they came on the fun ride. But in terms of the racing, they are not, a lot of parents are a little bit concerned for that. So at the Bayfront, the place will be sealed off, barricaded. The police will be working with us from about 1 o'clock. It will be barricaded. And then we will have the event within the Bayfront, because some people are misinterpreting again, believing that we have another race, from Bayfront to go somewhere else. No, all the activities will be centered at the Bayfront.
What time that starts, Ronald?
That starts at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It ends at about 5. We will be having various, we'll have relay, cycling relay where father and son, doing little thing. We'll have cones where they'll ride between the cones, We have 1 or 2 persons that are going to come around to show their bicycle skills in terms of, doing all what they can on the bicycle. We have a very elderly gentleman who is going to come and bring some skills. I was surprised when he sent me the video. So it's going to be, and it's going to be a nice place to bring the kids. I'm urging the fathers to come out this time, get the BMX out, get the mountain bikes out, bring your young, your nephew or whoever it is between the ages of 5 and 15, and bring them down to the Bayfront. Ensure that they have a helmet. I mean, what I would say is not, it's difficult to even get equipments in Dominica, but we will, again, these more senior riders will come along with, equipment in the event that somebody doesn't have a helmet. We'll try to assist them.
But Ronald, this thing costs money, obviously. That's why I'm saying, appealing to people out there, they can make a contribution for prices and everything, because it costs money to run events like that.
Of course, because we'd have a little song system. We have to get a little refreshments for the young people. We have to, even pay for the ambulance service, because what we believe is, notwithstanding this is an activity for the children, we also want to ensure that safety becomes paramount when we do things. So the ambulance service will also be there on site, because we believe if anything happens, somebody is there to deal with it. So
Ronald,
all this costs money.
Yes, Lobby?
Yes, Ronald, yes. Early, at the beginning, Sebastian asked you, how would you assess this year? Would you say, compared to last year, you think you had more activities this year than last year?
Well, last year we had, remember, this year we had much more activities than last year.
Okay.
Yeah, because normally on a given season, take and give little interventions, weather and so forth, you will have about 8 to 9 races, and activities to also include fun rides and so in between that. So you're talking about maybe 10 to 15 activities. I think when the season started, we had some fun rides and so forth, and we had a lot more people into the cycling, especially the young people, as I said earlier. So this year, I believe we'll get a bigger thumbs up, especially when one have to look at the finals, the final race. It was really well attended, and more so, we've seen the emergence of clubs, because anybody who looked at the race on Sunday would realize that guys had different uniforms on them, representing different clubs. Street Falcons was there, and of course the Fast and Furious team, and there is an emerging new club that they haven't disclosed their name yet, but their uniform looks nice. so
But Ronald, I'm always perplexed about the role of the national lottery, because we have a national lottery, and it's supposed to be for sports as well as whatever else, and I don't hear them making contributions to things like that. I mean, something like that, the lottery should be happy to come and present $5,000 to you to assist in that, because it is something for young kids and everything else. So I always wonder, what is it they are doing, the Lotteries Commission, honestly?
Well, the thing is, to be honest with you, we have sent some communication to them as it relates to assisting cycling, not predominantly for the event, but in terms of cycling. So they have that communication in their hands. So I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and then hopefully we will have some good response.
Yeah, they should assist. I mean, because you're going to go ahead, Lobby. You're saying something?
No. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, because you're going to be assisting young kids. I mean, you're trying to get the next Coaf Baron, the next Ronald Charles, the next Daddy Chess. You're trying to get these people. So they must assist the youngsters. And what better way of tomorrow we hear them presenting a check to you of $5,000?
That would be nice. Yeah. That would be nice.
And because that is what they're supposed to be there for, the Lotteries Commission. It's true we hear people winning a lot of money, but they themselves, obviously, you have to make money to give money.
Absolutely.
So the profits, they can assist, things like that, to assist the youngsters, so that an event like this, and publicity for them as well on Sunday.
Right. And one person I don't want to forget is AC Shillingford.
Right.
I think every time, despite the fact that sometimes the notices come late, they've always been assisting in one way or the other.
Well, they were sponsors for Sports Rap as well.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you to the directors and all those who make it possible. So thank you to Mr. Timothy. So yes, so all in all, this is the kind of activity. So we're inviting all, and please, this is important, and I want to make sure I speak about this. Safety first is very important. We are asking you that when you come to the Bayfront on Sunday from 1:00, ensure that the young people are escorted or in the presence of either parents, guardian, or somebody is with them. I do not want to see a lot of young people coming to the Bayfront without any kind of, somebody with them, put it this way. So I'm really looking forward to the parents, being present at the Bayfront to assist and to, see what the young people going to be engaging in.
Well, Ronald, look, somebody's saying, can they come and pay for their nephew tomorrow?
Excellent.
Yeah, somebody's sending a text. I tell you, of course, why not?
Yeah, and it's only $5 for the registration.
Yes.
And let me just
So where can they come and pay for the registration?
At my office, 7 Cross Street.
Okay, well, I'm sure you're hearing what he just said. So look, well, he just answered the question and you are listening. So he said you can come and pay at his office the registration tomorrow.
And it's only $5.
$5
and the
registration.
reason for that is for us to be able to know how many young people potentially would be attending the event, so we can cater properly. So what we don't want to do is over cater, under.
Right.
We want to make sure we cater properly. And also, when they come to register, we can ask them the crucial question: is the bike okay? You know, if the tires pump, do you have any issues with the bike? Can I even see the bike?
But wouldn't you have people who look at the bike to see if they're worthy enough to be on the road?
Definitely. On that day, we will have, remember, senior riders will be there. We are also, and I'm putting out this message out there, and I've already communicated it. That every single cyclist that have been assisted by the Dominican Olympic Committee and or the Dominican Cycling Association, the senior riders, the likes of Coaf and Gitson and all of them that are participating in the 2025 season, they are mandated to come to the Bayfront and to assist with the young people to be able to give them that support, and they will see who Gitson is, or who Levi is, or who Daddy Chess is, whatever it is, and to get a feel of the whole bicycle and cycling event. So this is what we expect. We expect you to be on time. We do not want it to be a situation people are coming in late and then they expect us to wait up till 5, 6, 7 o'clock waiting. It's not going to happen.
Lobby has a question.
Yes,
for
Mr.
you.
Yes, brother Ronald. One of the things I raised, I think, some time ago for the cycling, especially when you go out doing, like, for example, like, let's say Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games, you spoke about somebody to assist in case any breakdown. If a cyclist, the cyclist has problem, and you said that you all had someone to attend some course.
That is correct. So we have our general secretary. Yes, he too is an engineer by profession, in terms of a mechanical engineer, and he was the one who took up that course. He will be taking the second phase of it, hopefully very soon. Desmond Prosper, let me just big him up. Okay. And we are looking at taking this. Levi Byron does a little bit of fixing too, and our veteran, who we call Bekti from Meru. Bekti can fix any bike, the latest, whatever, you can bring it there. What is important too, for the purposes of those who are coming on Sunday, check out the children bike on Saturday. Make sure the tire is okay. Make sure the brakes is okay. If you have a little issue, you can reach out to any one of us, 276-2421. You may tell us what your issue is, and we may be able to assist. I also want to take this opportunity to say too that we have a small committee, and we have only about 4 to 5 people active in the committee, and it is a challenge. I can tell people that. And again, one of the things, Mr. Loblack, you'll be happy to know that is hopefully next year we will look into ensuring that we have set up, separate and apart from the executive, which our constitution will be taken care of too, is a road committee. Road committee will take care of races and so forth, and administration committee, registration of cyclists and so forth, education committee, and that kind of format. We want to incorporate that. We're definitely getting deep into our grassroots program. That is why we see it important to have the activity with the young people. When they come on Sunday too, they will also be registering. And if their parents are interested for them to be part of an academy, then that is what we're going to do. So that will be a pool of young people that we will keep inviting every once in a while, and to try them, to get them to get into the cycling program. And then one thing we also want to do is the outreach program, because we know that if you go to Wesley, there are thousands of young people riding.
Oh, yeah?
If you go to Marigot, there are a lot of people riding. But again, the whole aspect of it, sometimes they don't have their shoes on, sometimes they don't have helmets. So we want to go into these communities and promote the whole safety riding thing.
Ronald, let me ask you now, your ace guy, Coaf Baron, what does he do now? The season is over. What does he do if he's preparing for tournament in September, October?
Yes.
Where does he go from?
Well, as far as I know, and if you heard his last interview, he articulated that he would be spending some time in the gym, because you realize that the whole cycling thing is not just being on a bike, but it's also, and Mr. Loblack will tell us, it's about strength. It's about,
So you have to bulk up.
Yeah, you have to
bulk up. Yeah.
you're losing the weight, but stronger. So you have to go and do the various exercises to give you that pep in your step. That is why I've been beating those guys. At my age,
you train hard.
At my age, I shouldn't be beating 17-year-olds.
Yeah,
That
to be
shouldn't
fair,
happen.
I see Ronald trains very hard. To be fair,
Ronald, question.
Yeah.
On Sunday, do you all have portable inflators?
Portable inflators. What do you mean when you say that?
In case a tire gets flat, you know.
Yeah.
like
yeah,
a pump,
of course,
like a
of
pump
course.
or
We'll be
something.
coming. A matter
Okay.
of fact, what we'll be having is a display, a display counter.
Mm-hmm.
We will show what the helmet look like, what the tights look like, what the cycling shoes look like. We'll have some bikes on display. We'll have some. There's a sport now that is called Zwift, where basically you are racing on a computer, and that all over the world persons can be in any parts of the world and be able to join this Zwift online program, and we'll be able to race, actually, literally stationary racing with everybody all over the world, and that is a big thing now. All right, so we'll be hoping we'll bring our little display down there, and hopefully we can have that there down there.
Yeah. And I still say again, people willing to make a contribution because the prizes have to be given, the system has to be paid for. So we're asking people out there to make a contribution. They can call Ronald Charles or take whether it's $50 or $100, whatever you can contribute to ensure that Sundays, because it's for young people. We want to see our young people, young kids and so on. It's a noble idea. So please assist. You can contribute, call Ronald Charles, or make your contribution at his office tomorrow, so that Sunday we have a wonderful event down at the Bayfront.
Absolutely. And KFC, Dominic, have also stood by us.
Okay.
They donated a bike to one of our riders, who actually is one of the good junior riders now, Mr. Semper. And they also donated some equipments, and they are partner with us and have assisted us to travel to John D and different things like that. The kiddies / secondary school event that we have on the Bayfront, they too are sponsoring that. And I want to say big up to the management and staff of KFC, and thank you for helping out and being part and parcel of the sporting world.
Let me say one thing, Simo. Many months or years, I've listened to Low Black encouraging teams, individuals to practice, to work out. And I'm really impressed. I was impressed hearing you commending them for being out early.
I see Ronald all the time in the morning racing.
I mean, I was impressed.
To be fair, so when I hear him placing, to be not a surprise to me, because he's on the route, he's on the road, and that's how you train and to keep your body in shape.
But I think for me, to be honest, it's more for health reasons. But the other thing is, we are part of the executive. You cannot be in a sporting event, but yet still you don't even know what it feels like to be on a bike, or what the cyclists are going through. So this helps us to understand cyclists more, and we know the needs that they all. Well, let me tell you, the equipment for cycling is not cheap.
Expensive. Well, sports overall, everything's expensive. I mean, even when you look at cricket, how a bat is $700-800. A bat you'd buy for $100 before. A pair of boots, hundreds of dollars. So and that is why I'm saying the authorities must assist, because a young guy coming in any sport, he can get disillusioned because it costs. I mean, he can't afford, his family can't afford.
We've got some solidarity bikes, but the bikes they're not at of a standard that would be able to withstand, the long
break-ins.
So what we've been doing is that we've been of course sending various proposals to the Dominic Olympic Committee, and I must say that once the proposal is satisfactory and we have met the various criteria, the president and the DOC is always, willing to assist the cyclists, and I'm very happy for this. I can tell you that cycling is gonna go places. There has been a big movement now to push cycling, especially women cycling. And we are hoping, we have this young Semper girl. She's also on the national under-13 football team, I believe, and performing.
Under-14, they've done very well in Trinidad. They've done very well.
She's a natural athlete, and let me tell you, this young lady is going to go places because she's also very good on the bike. So we have another young lady from Wharton Waven she'll also be there on Sunday. Unfortunately, Semper will not be here on Sunday because she is still overseas. But all I'm saying is, we have to start to take our young people and put them into the sporting discipline. That thing about, you playing too much sports. Nowadays, this is like a economic relief, or, where when you get into sports and you do well at it, you can become a multimillionaire in a very short space of time. Compared to Ronald Charles going to try to be a lawyer and it takes years before,
Totally. So Ronald, let's get to it. Okay, so Sunday we start at what time?
Sundays at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Afternoon at the Bayfront.
Bayfront.
The place will be sealed off with barricades, so
right.
there'll be no incoming traffic. So no parent have to be worried about sending their children to the Bayfront, and there will be traffic.
So you think parents should accompany their kids?
Yeah, of course.
All right,
of course.
Sunday.
I mean, what
Should
better thing to
increase.
do than that?
Exactly.
You have a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old,
Yeah.
a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old. You can't just send them to the Bayfront and then that's it.
Right.
We also want to say that they should eat something before they come. Notwithstanding that we're going to cater for them.
Yeah, because you're not going to do it till light time.
Exactly. So all that we want to make
So we're to encourage the parents out there, accompany your kids, and we encourage everybody to come to the Bayfront.
Yes,
People can make a contribution to assist all tomorrow. Call Ronald Charles, you make your contribution. I'm appealing to the Lotteries Commission to assist the Cycling Association as well, because it's an event you should associate your company with. So, Ronald, we want to say thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And again, let me big up all those who continuously sponsor cycling. If I have missed somebody, my apologies. But of course, thank you to everybody, and see you guys, God willing, on Sunday from 1 p.m.
I surely will pass you on Sunday.
Mr. Sibo, thank you for the promotion.
No
and thank
problem.
you for the help.
Always willing to help, because whatever you're doing, I mean, it's a voluntary thing. And you're doing a lot of hard work, and you need help, you need assistance, and I want to big you up for whatever you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
God bless, and thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. I just want to give the ladies score of the match in St. Kitts lobby tonight. St. Kitts are playing Barbados Royal, and I'm looking at the scorecard, and it hurts me. I see Alec Afanaz. The last two matches West Indies played T20 opened the batting. And I'm watching the St. Kitts team now. Afanaz is carrying the towel. You have somebody like Fletcher, who's close to 40 years, opening the batting, and it really hurts. Anyway, we'll take a break now before we get back. Thank you.
When you want the best, what you do? Shop at SCA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCA. And the husband, what I say, shop at SCA. You get more for what they say. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Yeah, shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. What they say, shop at SCA. Yes, family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our price is that's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. My grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@pottersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Potter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects. The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth. offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you.
Or you where?
Yes, we're back, Lobby. Well, hopefully we should be joined by Jeffrey Dujon in the next 5 minutes. But you know, Lobby, with all in athletics, right? The Olympic champion, Lobby, Noel Lyles, I noticed he got beaten again yesterday by Oblique Seville. And he got beaten by Thompson last Saturday.
That
The
is-
showman, Noel Lyles.
Well, I'm not sure. Remember, he does 1 and 2, and what I find that's about his third race in terms of 100 meters. You know, he started very late for the season. So I think I want to. Well, I'm just looking at the World Championship coming up next month. So that is the key thing. That's the big thing. The World Championship.
Well, yeah, everybody's preparing for that. But I mean, when you look at him now, you look at Thompson.
Well,
Thompson looks in top form. I can tell you that. He's Jamaican.
Well, he's still there, you know, in the 2, and he's very strong. He's still there in the 1, and he's very strong in the 2.
But
So
Oblique Seville has beaten him twice this year already.
Yeah, but
we have a caller. Hold on, Lobby. We have a caller. Good evening.
Hello,
Yes,
Before
lady.
Dujon come on, I want to say something.
Go ahead. Go say a lot of things if you want to.
Sibo, I want to ask you 2 questions.
Mhm.
Right? What is the objective of the CPL? And who's responsible for choosing the players for the various teams? That's
Well,
one thing.
Well, what I
Sibo,
said.
just
Go ahead. Go ahead. Make
I
your
might
point.
get back on. I want you to do a little research for me, please.
Yep.
Sibo. How long did Grayson and Norbert Zayt stay on the West Indies team? Now I'm asking those questions because of, as I'm noticing a trend, okay? Sibo, that is with our Dominican players who on the West Indies team, right? Sibo, you remember Shane Sibo? When Shane started bowling, after a while they said they described his bowling in some adjective. I can remember. You will know how they call his bowling. And then he had to leave and go and work on whatever they said he was doing wrong. Sibo, check for me after that. How long did Shane stay on the West Indies team? Now I'm looking at Asanas. I don't know Asanas. I don't even know him. If I pass him on the road, I don't know him. Sibo, I only seen his picture on Facebook, but I don't know him at all. Sibo, when you look at Asanas, no, all Dominicans watching cricket, no cricket, they see what they're doing to Asanas. I don't have to go back into that. Because first of all, you put in Asanas at number 6, and you have other people I don't call in that who should be at number 6, but put him at number 6. You understand? A talented young fellow like that. Now I've come to the conclusion that when Dominicans find themselves on the West Indies team, they have to work exceptionally well compared to the others. Look at Kavem Sibo. Look at Kavem Hodge. Where is Kavem Hodge? You understand what I'm saying? Sibo, I am seeing a trend. That is me that's saying that, Sibo.
No, but you understand it because, you know, even the Afanas thing, I don't understand it. What I'm saying, the last 2 matches he played for the West, he opened the batting. He made 6 in the last inning. He started this year for St. Kitts Patriots. He batted at 5. He made 37 out of 20 balls. He played a match-winning inning. The next inning, he scores 9 of 18. And then the other inning, they put him to bat at number 7. And then he scored. And then he's dropped. And then you have Fletcher at the age of 38. And I'll tell you what, I'm trying to understand how Fletcher is allowed to score because any opposing team, all they need to bring on the spinners early and Fletcher will get out. So I'm trying to understand why is Afana, what is the objective? And you know, the CPL thing to me is a friend thing. And that's why I'm hoping when Jeffrey comes on, we can speak to him. You look at the Trinidad team, only 2 people on that team qualify for the West Indies. Because when you look at their team, you have Alec Hales from England, Monroe from New Zealand, Pooran has retired, Darren Bravo, I don't know, he's come from retirement, Pollard, Narayan. Don't look at their team. Only 2 guys they had qualified West Indies team. You look at the Barbados team, a country that has produced some of the greatest cricketers in the world. They have of their team lobby, the Royals, 3 guys that from Barbados are on that team.
I was shocked.
Let's take this caller. We'll come back. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Yes, Sibo, I too have a concern why Arsenal is batting solo and not singing. But at the same time, we have to strike the balance too. In the first match, he scored up 37. Second match, less than 10. And then Fletcher had 250s and 230 something. So, I mean, it's very tight.
But let me ask you, what benefit it is for West Indies Fletcher now? Fletcher now, I cannot imagine West Indies will pick Fletcher now. So what's the benefit for West Indies cricket?
True.
No, the question is, it's a franchise, not really.
I know all that.
Of the West Indies, you know.
Say it again.
It's not directly under the auspices
but it is sanctioned by the West Indies board, and it's from that competition West Indies selected players for T20. From that competition, they selected players.
But if you notice, they have 5 foreign players on each team, and that is one of the prerequisites for them to get the sponsorship. You know, but it's a little kind of magic. But I thought, in fairness, Alfredo should be batting higher than that. I cannot understand how you can put a man like that, number 6. He just played in one of the games for West Indies and scored 50-something. And then all of a sudden, some kind of magic going on. They're going to select the team soon, I understand, for the tour.
For in their tour, the team will be selected. Probably it will be selected already, maybe. Because I expect the guys to...
Even Calvin Hodge, finally, even Calvin Hodge should be playing there. The type of guys I see playing there, according to you. 39, 40... 41, I really know.
Yeah, it's a friend thing. It's a friend business, this CPL,
yes,
honestly.
Thank you very much.
Right, we have another caller. Yeah, well, I wanted to address what the lady said, Lobby, about, what she said about Grayson. Grayson played for only a few test matches. Robert Phillip played in 78 when they had this problem with Kerry Parker, remember?
Yeah.
So he only played, he went to India, and that was it. Hold on, we have another caller. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Sibo, and good evening to your panel.
Yes.
Yes, I was just about to ask my first colleague how Fletcher playing on 70 people to benefit West Indies. You know, we gathered him for 100 every game. But Sibo, it seems as though when you have money, you are in control. Yeah, that could never happen in India. They would leave out Indian players for foreign players. And what about that South Africa is not Imran Tav? Yeah,
he's 46. He's 46 years of age, and the strange thing is that he's the captain of the Guyana Amazon Warriors, and the West Indies captain for T20 is in that team. Is in that team, and I just don't understand it. Sheho played for the Guyana team.
Yeah, that is the kind of thing I see are going on. It's not that. I'm not only concerned that Arsenal is batting number 6, and because Arsenal is not in the team, Arsenal should have been in the team, and as the team as though we always get in the bitter end of the stick. See, but do you know that Calvin Hodge was in the Lehman Academy in...
I know, yes, in Australia. Yeah, on the Darren Lehman.
With Jorut. Yeah, Jorut, a very good friend.
Yes. Okay, Shenval, I'll tell you what. Our guest has joined us, so maybe you will call us later. Jeffrey Dujon has joined us, so we will connect with him now, okay?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, viewers and listeners, we are now joined by our guest, one of the finest wicketkeeper batsmen, arguably probably the best wicketkeeper batsman the West Indies has produced. He played in the heyday when West Indies was unbeatable. I mean, you think of this guy batting at number 7 with together. They've played in the heyday, Clive Lloyd, Vivian Richards. For 2 decades, the West Indies were unbeatable. And I want to welcome to our program tonight, Mr. Peter Jeffrey Dujon. Good night, sir.
Hi, Sibo. Good to see you, man.
Nice to see you. By the way, how is the North Coast now? How is moving from the Bustler of Kingston to the North Coast? How is it now? How is life down there?
Life down here is very peaceful, very
I
enjoyable.
realize it.
Just taking it easy, you know.
I'm playing plenty golf down there, right?
Well, I'm trying to, but
All right. Well, together with my co-host, Emmanuel Loblack, is there with me as well. Okay, Jeffrey, let's get straight to it. George, you were part of the all-conquering West Indies team in the days when we were unbeatable. Nobody could be West Indies. West Indies cricket was at the pinnacle. Now we are struggling to beat him. The last 6 years in particular, our cricket has gone down. How do you, as one of the outstanding players of the 70s and 80s, feel to see what is happening to West Indies cricket, and where do you think that we have gone wrong?
well, it would take a whole day to,
Well, you can go on.
to answer the second part of that question. But
Right.
no, you know, I'm to be honest, you know, like everybody else, I'm very, very disappointed, and to have experienced, you know, what I experienced back in the time when we were very dominant, and see what's happening now. You know, it's, boy, I tell you, sometimes, at first I was disappointed, but the other day when we got bowled out for 27, I felt shame, you know, and you know, it's really sad. But to answer the second part of your question as briefly as I could,
Right.
I think that first of all, the cricket has started to get, well, not started, but it is probably more prevalent now, the politics, you know, where the cricket seems to be secondary, you know, to people's personal agendas. And also, I don't think that we really understand, you know, how to really build for the next generation. You know, if you look at the level of the schoolboy cricket, it's very low. If you think of the regional cricket, when you and I played, there were people who were dominating that, you know. And now, when you look at it, nobody is really dominating. You know, the bowlers are more, you know, if anything else, it's the bowlers who are doing it. There's no consistency in the batting, and you know, it shows up the most. And you would appreciate this because you know, the higher you go, you have to add things to your game.
Correct.
You know, you have to understand that the bowlers there are better, that they're thinking too. You know, that they can look at weaknesses, you know, and exploit them. And I think that the fact that we are not making any big scores means that we have a lot of weaknesses, and they're being exploited by the opposition, who are not necessarily more talented than us, but they're smarter, because I think their grounding in the game has been better. They got more fundamental coaching at the time when it was most, you know, it was most important. I mean, when you think about, let us say, who coached you, it was you really started to get better between the age of probably about 13 and 15. That's where your fundamentals got, you know, that's where they got developed properly. So as you went on, you had something to build on. You know, your concentration, your awareness of what was going on around you, understanding your game as to how you should play. You know, that's that sort of thing. You know, playing inside your box. Everybody has a box. Somebody's boxes are bigger than others. You know, I mean, Viv was in a warehouse. You know, but you know, you get my point.
Yeah,
because,
I know.
Because you know, to exist at the highest level, you have to be consistent. And if you look at it now, our batsmen are averaging in the 20s. You know, I mean, that's not test cricket.
I know, man.
You know,
You know,
so,
I'm happy you mentioned about the coaching, because I know you were one of the facilitators when in accrediting coaches throughout the Caribbean. And how, as somebody like you who lectured coaches before, what do you think of the method of coaching now, the type of people who we have as coaches, and in the exams that are being said? I would like you to comment on that.
Okay, well, we can go back to the time when that was my role in the West Indies board.
Right.
And I can tell you this. When those exams were set, I had to do a report. Obviously, I had to mark them and assess them and do all the different things, the practical and all of that. And Sibo, very few in any territory passed at a standard where you would say, boy, you know, this person can go ahead and do the next level. But, and this is where now the politics comes in, everybody got a certificate. Right? So you have people coaching kids now who didn't pass.
Right.
And it's not a few of them either.
Wow.
Right? So if they themselves don't have the fundamental knowledge, then, you know, what are they going to tell these kids?
That's what I'm saying. How it's going to help the cricket? I mean, if the coaches are not able to impart the knowledge to the youngsters, what's happened?
You know, and this is something that when I was working I think it must have been about 2000 or so. This is something that, 2002, 2003. This is something that I witnessed myself and questioned. But of course, you didn't get no answer because what is it all about? It's all about showing results. You know, regardless of the quality of those results. And no, it's part of the reason that we're paying the price for it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lobby. Go ahead.
Yes. The first question for you: What was it like playing on the Viv?
Well, you know, it was a great experience, to tell you the truth. He was a leader, and he led by example. You know, so there were certain things that were required of you, and you know, he liked to say that, boy. You know, and Sibo would agree with me. He says, you know, you have to be a soldier, right, Sibo?
Yeah.
Right. You have to be a soldier. You know, and when things get tough, you know, that is when you show the best of what you have. You know, and our results would tend to prove, especially our results away from home, would tend to prove that we had a unit that bought into that and believed that. And we never really gave up, you know. So, you know, it was
I remember that inning you played. It was in Trinidad, right? The match save. It was you and him. Both of you all made 100, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and you know, as you talk about soul there, even now the guy, as you know, here I speak all the time, and he still has that same mentality, being a soldier. Even now,
very competitive. He's very competitive. I mean, we play tennis against each other. We play golf against each other. It's always, you know,
Fight is in him.
It's always a fight.
Something else, Dujon. I like this question in terms of when you look at a training session, first of all, was there a trainer with you all, first and foremost, a trainer from Australia?
Yes, we had Dennis Waite, or physical trainer, yes.
And during that time, I understood he did a remarkable job.
He did a very good job because during that period, if you check it, we had very few injuries.
Thank you very much.
You know, and he had a specialized way in which he trained us, and it had a lot to do actually with our culture and our musculature, you know, to try and keep us loose all the time.
Right.
And I think it worked very well because we had very few injuries in that time.
Also, during net practice as Viv, What was the bowlers easy on you all, or there was a lot of fire in the nets?
Well, you know, yeah, it's you always need to practice the way you're going to play in the game.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, because you are practicing to replicate.
Yep.
You know what you're going to do on the field, so you have to play with a certain level of intensity. You know, obviously, you know, we could say talk to you as a batsman. You know, might have been having a problem here or there, and you might ask them, well, you know, try and bowl at that in this area to me or whatever. And he's not bowling to give you practice. He's bowling to get you out, because that is how you're getting out in that area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you play at you practice at a very high level. Fielding practice was just like if we're in a test match.
That is, I know that.
Right. So you carry that into the test match also. Practicing like that gives you that sort of mentality.
Yep.
Where when you go into the test match, it's not something you have to switch on, because it is there. This is what you have been practicing to do.
True.
You know, so, you know, the situation around the team was very, very serious, you know, when it came to practice. And obviously the results show what happened when we got on the field.
Yeah, hold on. We have a caller. Let's take the first caller. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Yeah.
Mr. Dujon, I don't know if I'm correct. Your first series was down there in Australia for the West Indies. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, what I wanted to say, I remember that series listening to it by the radio. But what I realized, the Australian commentators was very high on you, especially in your batting coming at number 7, and you really guided Calendar. You were, from that day, they always saying that you would be a good batsman. And I think in that series you take some beautiful catches, wonderful catches as the wicketkeeper. Thank you.
You know, what I would say, when you look at everybody, the keepers who have played before him and after him, I mean, you read Jerry Alexander, Jackie Hendricks, you have Michael Finley, Derek Murray, David Murray. Then after Jules left, there were people they were calling musical chairs. You had Murray, you had Williams, so many. None of them was good as him as a batsman. I mean, I played with him. We went to England together on the West Indies under 19. You look at him. I mean, and Jamaica, they have this ability to produce this kind of touch batsman. I mean, you think of Lawrence Rowe, you think of Jeffrey Dujon, you think of Everton Mattis. So if you have all these guys, so in all those who went before, obviously I would not have seen Jerry Alexander, Jackie, but those I've seen, none of them was good as him as a batsman, for sure. None of them.
Especially on the back foot. Dujon, I was going to show you know, is on the back foot covered. Look, very immaculate.
Right. Let's get to the coaching thing now, Josh. I mean, I know your view about one guy coaching the thing, and it seems to me the people at the board think they're right to that, and they're trying to justify even their selection structure. Even before you played, they were selected. After, what is your view of the whole structure now, the selection policy of the Cricket West Indies now?
Well, let me ask you a question. As long as you have been have been on this earth,
yeah,
has any other country tried that?
No.
Well, in fact, you look at South Africa, they tried it, they've not gone back to selectors. You look at India, they all have selectors. Yeah, go ahead, anyhow. Yeah.
Right. You know, so you know, we're what now? We're at the bottom of the ladder, but we are to innovate. Instead of learning from the other people, we are now trying to innovate. So, I mean, I don't understand it, because if you have one selector and then he now is in charge of all the teams, then he is either a genius or he's the one-eyed man in the land of the blind.
You know? You're right.
And I I am not sure. I'm not going to say that. Well, I know he doesn't have the experience and or the knowledge to be a genius. So I'm wondering now with that policy, where are we going? You know, this is
Yes.
the whole,
Uh-huh.
and he has replaced. I mean, and I'm only talking about at test level. He has replaced a coach who was being successful. Who was,
Mm-hmm.
what's the justification for that? You know, so you see, you remember at the very beginning, Sibo said that we are now falling because of the politics.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
You see, because
Totally agree with you.
I don't see that Kohli did anything to lose his job,
No way. I agree. I
right?
agree.
And the thing about it is that the West Indies were doing well regardless of the fact that they didn't have all the players available.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all of this IPL and all of that stuff. They didn't always have the
Caller,
best.
hold on. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay,
So,
Juice, hold on. There's a caller there for you. 1 minute. Good evening.
sure.
Yeah, good evening, Sibo, and good evening to Duja. I would like to make a comment on the West Indies policy and the coaching. Duja asked whether any country have tried it before. Yes, I know two countries who have tried it before. England tried it in the 90s with Ray Edinburgh. If somebody had asked me, I would say Colin Cowdrey was the best English captain. But all the cricketing gurus say Ray Edinburgh was the best English captain. And they tried it with Ray Edinburgh. It failed, and they had to go back to what they used to do before. They tried it again recently. What is the fellow name? With a spoon or something like that.
No.
And it failed. South Africa tried it and it failed. So they had to go back to how it used to be. But the present West Indies, what is Mr. Charlo, what's his position?
Charlo is the president.
President seem to believe that we have to give it a chance to work. And that thing about one man being monarch of all his survey, I mean, that just cannot be. I believe you should have coaches for different red ball and white ball. Look, I played cricket all right. Like I was a fast bowler. I was never a batsman. I couldn't bowl. But it's only this year I learned something from Sebastian, Sebastian was talking about the way the West Indies, our batsmen playing spin. And Sibo was saying, you play the ball to where it's going and not where it's coming from. And I said, well, I play cricket all my life and I never realized that, And something I would want to ask you, Mr. Dujon, is whether you believe this present group of West Indian cricketers has the mental toughness that you guys have. I remember some time back, I think it was on the war or Alan Borders captaincy. The Australian cricketers volunteered to go to the Australian All Black, with the Australian army. That is why the Australian army training, the jungle training, called it the Australian All Black. Do you think if the Jamaican army would suggest that the West Indies cricketers, I would say, take a stint in the jungle training, do you think they would agree? Do you think they have that mental toughness that you guys have had? Thank you very much.
Well, Jude, you heard him. Your response.
Well, I don't agree that they would really go for it. Times have changed now where, I mean, you think about it now. These guys are millionaires, Sibo.
I know.
Right? They have very comfortable lives. And, I don't think that they play for the same reasons that we played.
True.
They are basically making a very good living. And back in the time, when we played, and I'll say this because I don't see it in any of these youngsters now. When you got to that level, you wanted to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we became the best. You know, Viv could have been playing shots and hitting the ball all the place and getting out for 20. You know, like when he used to play Shell Shield.
Yeah.
Right? But no, he had an ambition to dominate the world, and he did. You know, our fast bowlers had to compete against each other because we had some great fast bowlers. You know, and there was a competition up to want to dominate, to want to be the best. You look at somebody like Malcolm Marshall, you know, who was the smallest of all of them. You know, and these guys were driven, and so was I. You know, driven for achievement. You know, it wasn't about the money. I don't think that I would have. Well, I can tell you for sure that if the West Indies were going to play Australia, and at the same time I could get a contract to go and play some T20 cricket or something like that, there is no way that I would give up playing for the West Indies, because was my ambition from when I was a child.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So fine, I would love to make that kind of money, but there must come a time where you can be able to do that. But your country must come first.
Yes. You know, there's another caller. Hold on. Good evening. You know, I like to joke about Viv, because, you know, I always say that your countryman, Yaga, if he had the mental toughness of Viv Richards, I don't think anybody would have probably surpassed Lawrence Rowe, honestly. I mean, when you look at that guy, if he had the mental toughness of Viv Richards, I think he'd probably surpass everybody else. You probably can comment after. Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
Good evening. How are you, man? Good evening.
Good evening to Jeffrey Dujon as well. I was very fortunate to have seen him play in England. I can tell you he's probably the best the batsman I've ever seen. Secondly, I want to ask Jeffrey, during the time of his playing career, in all the test playing countries, who does he think was the best batsman you ever saw? And why? And secondly, who was the best bowler that he batted against and why? Thank you.
Okay, well, he'll answer you.
well, it's very difficult to, you know, when he should really have qualified what he said, you know, about the best batsman, because I mean there have been some very great players. We've played against some very great players, and to be consistent against the West Indies, you have to be a good player. You know, so I would narrow it down to who in my time who played against us that made consistent runs against us. You know, not just in one series, but every time. And I would have to say, because style doesn't really matter to me when it comes to being a great player, a good player. And if you think about the people who made them, my yardstick is the ones who scored consistently against the West Indies. I would say Alan Border, who I thought was very, very tough, not stylish, but he stood up and he made runs against us. Alan Lamb from England, you know. And
Javed Miandad?
Javed Miandad for sure. So, and to be honest, I mean, and Sibo, you and I are around the same time. So, I mean, I can't think of many more, you know. They may have done well at home and then come to the West Indies and not been able to hack it. I mean, somebody like Mohinder Amarnath, who came here and made a lot of runs.
Yeah, it's true.
When we went back to India, he got dropped. You know, he couldn't handle it. So, you know, but I think who Alan Border and Alan Lamb stand out in my mind as people who consistently scored against us. And you'd have to put Gavaskar in there too.
Right, yeah.
You know, so those guys would be, to me, from, you know, standing behind and watching them and seeing how they went about the business and how they handled different conditions. You know, I would have to say that those were the guys.
But you remember the comment I made about Yaga? I'm sure you probably wanted to make a comment on that, eh?
Yes, I mean what you said about mental toughness is it was really it. I mean, because from the times the scores he made, he had an appetite for big runs, but I don't think he was prepared to when things got difficult. That he was prepared to stand up and really tough it out like somebody like Viv or somebody like Alvin Calichuran. And so the mental aspect, I agree with you, where he mentally tougher because he's probably one of the best stroke players that you would want
I
to see.
tell you, man, he wants something else. Yeah. But I'm happy Jamaica have forgiven him and they're going to make up with
Absolutely.
him. I'm happy that things have changed and they're willing to. One of their favorite songs. I mean, the mistakes he made. I mean, it's gone. I mean, so I think they're hoping to do something for him soon. I think. Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard anything, but you're the man in the with the news, so
Yeah, well, I think what I heard Dr. Bennett say they're trying to they want to put all things passing and do something for Lawrence Rowe. That's what I heard him say, Dr. Bennett, the president now, as I heard him say. So let's hope he have been forgiven and Lawrence Rowe deserve whatever because that guy, as I say, if he had Vivian Richards' toughness, he probably would have surpassed most people in terms of batting. He was just something else.
That's simple.
But you haven't. But the caller before asked, who is the best batsman I've ever played against. But he didn't ask me who is the best batsman I've ever seen.
Well, probably you can answer that one. Probably you can say it.
But you can answer it too, Sibo.
Well, I always tell people I'm the wrong person.
He lives in Antigua.
Well, I know that. Well, you see, I always tell people I'm the wrong person to ask that question because they know what will be my answer. There's nobody, and I say it all the time, that could have batted like Vivian Richards. Not Sobers, not Lara, nobody. I'll say it openly. I don't care what people feel. He was easily, to me, the best thing ever. Nobody could dominate the attack. Well, you were in the dressing room with him for decades. When that guy walked out to bat, he felt he was in control of everything out there. So that's how great that guy was. Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Dujon. Question.
Well, he's happy to have a lady asking a question. So go ahead.
I've listened to what he said, but
Right.
I'm asking a direct question. What do you think, Mr. Dujon? Don't you think that board we have there and Sammy should just bow out gratefully because what you're doing now is not working? I am just asking you, give me a frank opinion, and would that fix things? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, that's a serious question. But they have been duly elected, so I wouldn't say that they must bow, but I think they need to change their ways. It's better. I better just say it like that. They need to change their ways and look around in the world and try to learn. How everybody else above us got to where they are. I think that is something that there's time enough for them to, come to their senses and turn things around, stop all this foolish politics and, all these excuses, and try to set our cricket on a trajectory where we can get somewhere. Right now, we're not developing anything, and I mean, one of the other things that really makes me, very disappointed, Sibo, is every time I sit down to watch a game, and I don't watch many of them, there's nobody in the stands.
The only place you would get people is even Dublin cab. Not because I'm a Dublin.
I know that.
Right.
I know that. But everywhere else you go, it's two men and a dog. Right? Sometimes the security personnel outnumber the spectators.
In fact, in the series against Australia, if the Australians didn't come to the Caribbean, all the grounds would have been empty.
Well, and that you can't blame the fans for because it's a level of expectation. if they are not going to spend their money to come and watch their team lose, when the chances are that they will, you know, it's a level of expectation, and the only way we can raise that level of expectation is to play better. And the only way that we can play better is to start developing the next generation properly.
Yes, yes, Sibo.
Well, the hold on, Lobby. I am happy. Okay, we have another caller. Hold on. Good evening.
Just repeating what, following up of what one of the callers said. He asked Jeffrey, what's the best bowler he ever back against, or the most difficult bowler that given problem in his batting? And just to follow up something on Richard, cricketing for Ian Chappell said, the same way bowlers put fear into batsmen. Once Vivian Richard is coming to the crease, he puts fear into bowlers.
Well, that's how he was. If not played bowler out of the playing field, sometimes he would terrorize people. Sometimes that's the kind of guy he was. But nobody played harder than this guy. Except Vivian Richard and Jeffrey Dujon is right there. He can tell you that when that guy went out on the field, there's nobody who tried harder than him. And I'll tell you that. Nobody. I've never seen anybody like it. To me, God put him on the earth to play cricket. That's how I look at it. But you meant something about the next generation of cricketers, and I'll go to the CPL now. Here you have a situation where the Guyana Amazon Warriors has a man who's almost 50 captain in the team, and the West Indies captain is in that team. The St. Lucia team has a guy 40-something retired captain in that team, and the West Indies test captain is in that team.
I know.
You go to, there's another team in Antigua team, Iman Wazim, almost 40. So you have retired, and you look at the Trinidad team, there's only 2 people on that team who probably qualify to play for West Indies. Because when you look at it, you have, what's his name? The guy from England, you have Monroe, you have Pollard, they brought back Darren Brover, and all these things. And you look at all these teams, where are we going to get our next generation of T20 players? Probably you can answer that.
But Sibo, unfortunately, for the last 25 seconds or so, I had no reception. I couldn't hear.
I realize that. Okay, I'll make the point again. You're making the point about the next generation of players. So I was talking about the CPL. The World Cup is in a few months' time. And you look at the Guyana team, where the captain is almost 50 years, Imran Tahir. And the West Indies T20 captain is in that team, but Tahir is the captain. You go to St. Lucia, where David Wisa is the captain, he's 41 years of age, the West Indies test captain in that team. You go to the Antigua team, you have Imad Wazim. You have Trinidad team where Puran is the captain. So you're not exposing guys because we have a problem, as you know, of leadership in the Caribbean. And you look at the amount of players who are playing for various teams, probably only about 20 guys from the 6 teams that are qualified to play for West Indies, really. You having difficulties still?
You're losing me.
Yeah, well, we hearing you.
Yes,
Hearing
you're
you.
losing me.
Probably your internet. Yeah.
But I can't get. Yeah, I can't.
You hearing us?
I couldn't get the whole of the question. But
Yeah,
you said
but
that
whatever you heard.
A 40-year-old man is captain in the West Indies captain.
In Guyana, Imran Tahir is 46 years, and he's the captain of the Guyana Amazon Warriors in the T20, in the CPL. And Shea Hope is playing for that team.
Well,
I will mass.
I don't know. Franchise cricket is that's franchise cricket. So I guess, you know.
Yeah, but it's from this franchise tournament that the West Indies selected T20 players, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I realize you're having difficulty if you do. We're having difficulty your internet.
Yes, difficulty, Sebastian.
Yeah, the internet is causing some problems now. Can you hear us?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we're not hearing him. The internet, well, these things happen, eh? You need technology. You need technology because, yeah. Are you better now? Still struggling. These things happen, right? Lobby, these things happen.
Not hearing anything.
Well, yeah, but we can hear you. We're hearing you. Still not. Yeah, I realize.
Okay, you hearing me now?
Yeah, we're hearing you now. We're hearing you now. We're hearing you now. We're hearing you. We're hearing you now.
You are kind of breaking up.
No,
Yes,
I'm
but
hearing you
saying
clearly.
that right, the CPL doesn't really. CPL is franchise cricket. It doesn't really have anything to do
development of cricket in the Caribbean.
And for the T20 World Cup or whatever. So the structure of those teams is really for trying to for them to win. You know, so it's not it's not kind of preparation for any.
But how are we going to improve our T20 players if we don't expose them?
Yes, well, it should. It should be trying to expose new players because it's a vehicle, for that. But I find it very strange that the captain of one of the teams, because he himself should be looking to get as much leadership.
Obviously.
Exactly.
Obviously.
That's the point.
Vis-a-vis the World Cup coming up. Yeah, So this is why
could not be the board
in it's disjointed from the board.
As we talk about the board, tell us about cricket in Jamaica now, George. Cricket in Jamaica now. I mean, Jamaica, you had the Senior Cup. In fact, we used to watch it right here in Dominican television, your Senior Cup. But now, what's happening in cricket in Jamaica?
Well, again, it's a matter of standard doesn't seem to be gone. There were a number of people. The Senior Cup, which is what we call it, and so no, it's just like everywhere else. Nobody is making. Back in the days when you had people like Foster and Mattis and Chang and all these people, Basil Williams and all them. I mean, these guys would make 100 every other week.
You're right.
But you don't have that now. And the averages reflect it. And as I say, figures don't lie.
Correct. Yeah, the cricket around the Caribbean, I mean, really strong all around. I mean, right here in Dominica, I can tell you, our cricket, even local cricket, is a problem. Everywhere you go, it's the same thing.
But Dujon, when you look at your tenure, the tenure you played cricket together with Sebastian, the standard of regional cricket, that to me our league
not hearing
in the world.
What do you say? He's not hearing you. He can't hear you.
Our league, cricket league, was the league in the world at the time during your time. Every territory, first of all, had quality.
Hear the question.
He's still not hearing. No, he's struggling the internet.
The internet.
Well,
I'm not hearing you, but
can you hear?
He still can't. No, he's still.
Yeah, it's buffering. So what we'll do, George, in any case, we're coming to the end of the program anyhow. So let me just say thanks to you, and we'll do that again at some point when, I mean, it's not your fault. We're dealing with technology. So let me just say thank you very much for joining us on the program. We will speak to you again at some point. I'll be in touch with you. Okay? Thank you.
All right.
You did you hear what I said?
Yes, nice talking to you.
Right, thank you, man. Thanks. Yeah.
Take care.
Right, take care, man. Take care. Thanks.
But
yeah.
Sebastian,
yeah.
This CPL right now it's a total, to me, it's a fiasco.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
To me,
Okay,
I
Sibo,
just
take care.
Yeah, take care. Take care. Take care. All right.
we should try to, to improve in terms of to embrace the opportunity to develop, our players in the Caribbean. I'm looking at some of
By
the
the way, let me just give you the score. The latest score: St. Kitts 78 for 4. They're in the 11th over. Kyle Mayers on 21 and Jason Holder on 9. 78 for 4. Match going on right now.
I'm telling, serious. I'm looking at the CPL, looking at the players. I look, so many players coming here unprepared.
Hold on, we have a caller. Hold on. Good evening.
Yes, Sibo, good evening.
Speak a little louder. You're low. Speak a little louder, please.
Yes, Sibo.
Yo.
Sibo, what's up? Good evening.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up?
Hey, how are you, brother?
Yeah, man, good. Boy, I know that I joined the program kind of late.
Speak a little louder. We hear you faintly.
Yeah. I said I joined a little late, so I don't know if you touched on the passing
of coffee.
Yeah, we spoke about that. We had Bala on. Yeah, we spoke about that. Yeah, man. Sad occasion. Huh?
That's why I said missed that, because I was out of touch for a little while. But
well, you can say something. I'm sure you want to say something about Long Boy.
Yeah, man. Because I told boy Bala myself, had the we were close to the
the crew.
That, Yeah, we, and it kind of touched me when I heard it, when I saw that he had passed. Long Boy was, apart from his intimidating, stature on the field, Long was one of the tallest players, actually. It was very intimidating, but apart from that, Long Boy was a very humble individual.
A quiet, unassuming guy. Quiet, unassuming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Very humble and so. One of the sweetest guys, Long was at school. I say, apart from his intimidating stature on the field, But we went back a long way into the 80s, because I think I joined Kensborough after we won the championship in 79, that's Patterns. And then after that, I joined Kensborough. That was they were close knit, man, like family, Bala, Long Boy, the crew, but it kind of touched me, it's passing and so, so I don't like to accept condolences to the rest of the family, those are like his sisters and so they
No problem, man. No problem. Take care. Yeah, well, huh?
Yeah, take care, man.
Yeah, man, take care. Lobby, as we come to the end of the program, again, I just want to express condolences to family of Kofi Alcid, Vincent and Cecil Elwin, the sister who passed. These are two people I played cricket with. As I said, the first time I played for Dominica, I opened the battle with Vincent Elwin. Later on, Abu, Cecil, his brother, we played in the same club for years. For Dominica, I captained him for Dominica, for Windward Islands as well. And then Philip Paul, Alec and Alan Paul's brother, Doreen as well. Very close, and that one touched me this morning when Alec called. And I just want to express condolences. Very, very tough. It's always a tough situation. When people die, you don't even know what to say to the people, Lobby. You don't know what to say. It's shocking news this morning when I got it. I was really stunned. So I just want to express condolences to all of them. Also, we can't forget the people in Penville who passed as well. Unfortunate. And with us, I want to tell the people, the families of all these people, you just have to be strong, right? So, on behalf of Emmanuel LeBlanc, Amber Charles, we want to say thanks to Ronald Charles, who was in the studio with us, and Jeffrey Dujon, who joined us from Jamaica. I just want to say good night to everybody. We'll be back next week.
Okay.
Where in Roseau, Kima Hadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can Boy, fresh breast. And you know breast is the best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready.
Looking for a quiet, relaxed